The Comstock incident. Comstock was a Molala man. Customary for the time, he performed labor for a settler in return for payment. In this case, it was a horse.
Comstock became upset when he discovered that the settler sold the horse to another settler, James D. Sewells.
The outrage caused Comstock to raise a lot of trouble for the local settlers, which resulted in a $100 reward being put out for Comstock's arrest.
Not long after, Comstock, along with a few other native men, came across a settler who he was employed by and who had promised him the horse. A skirmish broke out between the two groups that resulted in Comstock, along with two white settlers, being mortally wounded. The event raised tensions in the region between the indigenous population and the settlers.
Enter in Congressman Samuel Thurston, who would use this as a perfect opportunity to push through his racist legislation. See, the settlers that killed Comstock was actually a freed black man named George Winslow.
Thurston would use this and other incidents involving natives and a black settler to ruse fears by associating black people to having an aggressive nature that would continue to incite tensions with the native population.
The fact that Thurston specifically blamed Sewells and not Winslow, the person who actually killed Comstock, reveals the real underlying fear for white men like Thurston. See, James D. Sewells was married to a Chinook woman, and he was known to often associate with native peoples.
The other incident that sparked the legislation and only occurred but a few days prior to it being passed involved a dispute between James Sewells and a white settler in which Sewells allegedly to incite the natives against the settler.
See, that's really what Thurston and the other white men a part of the Oregon Territory power structure feared, an interracial black and native alliance.
For his alleged threat, Sewells was arrested. Less than a month later, the provisional government of Oregon passed the first black exclusion law. As a result, Sewells and other influential black men like George Bush would end up in Washington State.
This event of blaming a tragic situation on a group of people and using it as an excuse to round them up, ship them out, and even ban them sounds a lot like what's happening today. Message!